Thank you, guys. Thank you. I know everybody's here for this. I know there's a lot of Compass people here. You know, oh shit. Oh man, I got to be careful. So, look, normally when I have a speaker who's, was at Harvard and went to Goldman Sachs and worked at the White House, I feel like I have to mention those things. But with Robert, he's done so much more since all of that stuff. In the matter of less than 10 years, he managed to build one of the largest residential brokerage firms in the country. He's managed to disrupt the residential real estate business entirely, where every other firm had to sort of adjust their way of doing business. And I really admire him for what he's built. We sort of followed him for the last 10 years of what he's built and what he's wanted to do. And I think it's really brave of him right now with everything that's going on with Compass to come up on stage and speak live. There are certain things we can't talk about because, as you know, in about 2 hours, he has to go do an earnings call. So there are certain things that we can't talk about office closures or layoffs or anything like that we can't talk about. But we have plenty of other stuff that we can talk about. So Rob Reffkin, come on up stage. Oh shit, look at this. Robert, thank you so much for being here today. I know it was not easy thinking that there was a hurricane, but you said that it was so important for you to make sure that you're here, and you made great use of your time. I know you went and saw some of your offices here in Florida. The first question I want to ask you, I want to get right into it. You raised $1.5 billion of investor money. And right now the company is worth less than $800 million. And you asked a lot of your investors to invest with you. You asked a lot of your brokers to put their commissions towards the stock. What do you have to say to your investors and to your brokers who use their commissions to buy stock within the company?
Well, thank you for that first question. I appreciate that. First of all, the market's up 25% today, our stock. So that 800 million is now $1 billion.
Look, I've been here all day. I didn't see that happen, but yeah, okay.
Secondly, this morning I had breakfast with our agents on Lincoln Road, and one of our agents, right here, he told me that he bought in at $1.87, so he's up, 30% so far. Congratulations. But look, here's what I say to agents, right?
Can you hold the mic like this?
Oh, here's what I say to agents. I recognize that people put their hard work, their effort, their money into this company. I take that seriously, and I am all in with them. Like, after the IPO, I didn't go buy a boat. After the IPO, I didn't retire. I am here working every single day, Saturday, Sunday, just like our agents, a 7-day business. In the last 2 months, I've traveled 4.5 days a week away from my family, visiting over 100 offices, only flying and paying for coach, because I want every dollar to go to the company we're building, right? And so I'm all in with them. And in the IPO, I didn't cash out. I put every dollar that I have as a family, $17 million, we invested in the IPO because I believe in this company and what we're going to build together.
In 2021, it was a record year for residential real estate. Record year. People were showing record numbers across the board. In 2021, Compass lost $500 million. To date, they've lost another $300 million. At that point, when you saw you're losing all this money, did you think maybe the model is flawed? Because if everybody else is making money and having a record year, and you guys are losing $500 million, do you rethink what you're doing and how you're going about growing a business?
Yeah, I appreciate that question as well. So, a few things. We raised over $1.5 billion, almost $2 billion. Nobody gave us money to put it in a bank account. Every investor, they looked at what we were going to invest over the following years, and they said, I want that. I want that company. And in those investments, it's a loss, right? So They take their money, they give it to Compass, and they gave it to us so that we would invest in growing what we now have today, which is the #1 real estate brokerage firm in the country. Compass, which is a Fortune 500 company. There's only 500, right? Like in less than 10 years. And so the world has shifted overnight. Just like your market shifts in real estate overnight, in less than a year, we went from investors saying, I want companies to grow, 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 grow. And we did what they wanted. And now investors want you to focus on profit. And so we're shifting in our market just like you shift in yours every day.
But if somebody just gives you a lot of cake, you shouldn't eat all the cake, right? Like you're a responsible man. You have to be accountable for your weight and health and everything else. So just because you had $1 billion to spend, did you feel like you had to go out and spend that? You didn't want to be like, well, let's wait for a rainy day. Let's save some of it for a rainy day. Or maybe we don't need to invest this kind of money where we have to be accountable to it a year from now, 2 years from now, which is now what you guys are sort of facing.
Yeah, look, every time you read a headline that says Compass lost money, what it is saying is Compass decided to invest more in the future of the agent than other companies. That's all it's saying. So spending equals investing, investing equals spending. Yes, what I did with my mom, who is an agent now, 77 years old, still in the business every single day, using collections, sending digital newsletters to agents across the country. What I did, because it was emotionally driven, I said, how can I raise as much money as possible to invest in agents, period. That's what we did. And so, yes, if I'm guilty for wanting to invest more in agents than anyone else ever has, I'm guilty. But I think, but the world allowed for that for 9 of the 10 years of Compass. Now the world shifted, and we're going to shift with it. What we have today is we have a platform, a technology platform that took $1 billion of cash to build. $1 billion. No one's going to build this thing again. We have Compass Concierge, first of its kind. We're over 30,000 sellers.
Robert, we only have a half an hour. I want to get through a lot of questions.
Right.
Okay, so look, you got technology, as everybody knows. You guys spent $900 million on technology. $900 million on tech. The company is literally less worth than what you spend on the tech. And everybody knows tech also requires maintenance, right? Tech also becomes old. So yes, you build a $900 million tech company today. Do you have to spend another $900 million next year, 2 years, 3 years from now to upkeep that? Because that's just not sustainable.
No, the $900 million that we invested was to build. There is a maintenance cost, which is much, much, much smaller. But no, we do not have to continue to spend that kind of money in the future.
But there's going to obviously require some sort of maintenance because, look, you're saying that your tech is so much stronger than every other brokerage out there, and it has to be. I mean, just by the default, by the numbers, it has to be stronger. And I talked to brokers who were at other firms that went to Compass, and they do say everything is a lot more seamless. There is real tech, that does the back end for the agents. But is it enough? Or maybe is the tech too early? Sometimes technology can be too early for an audience because they're not ready for it, because they don't know how to use it. CRMs, one of the hardest things about CMSs is getting people to actually use it and use it for what it was supposed to be, what it was built for.
Yeah, so the only goal of Compass is to be best in the world at making agents better. The goal was not technology. It just so happens that every year that goes by, technology is a bigger percentage of what it takes to make an agent better, to help best serve your clients. So that's the spirit behind and the rationale behind all of this. I appreciate your point. There's a Wayne Gretzky quote that says, you have to skate to where the puck's going to be. We may have been a little bit early, but I am very confident that in the years to come, the company that every profession, technology is empowering every professional across industries to accomplish more. This industry is the same. So we're just investing along that theme. And I can tell you, every agent that comes to Compass, I give a personal call to every principal agent. I call them and welcome them on their first day. We have 30,000 agents. Every person that we've ever recruited, I call. When an agent leaves Compass and they come back.
I'm sorry, hold on a second. You called 30,000 agents?
We have 30,000
Explain that. I don't understand that.
We have 30,000 agents at Compass. Every principal agent that's ever been recruited to Compass, I've called on their first day. And when an agent leaves and comes back, we call it a win back. I've asked every single one of these people, every single one, why did you come back? Why did you come back? Without exception, in the things that they said is, my clients missed collections. My clients had a hard time working on MLS. They missed tour sheets. They referenced very specific, really it was collections more than it was always collections, but other things as well, where they're saying this thing called technology, collections, in that case, it helps me best serve my clients.
Listen, when you started the company, you were sort of the boogeyman, like of the brokerage business. Everybody was freaked out by you, especially the other brokerages, because you had deep pockets and you were totally fine with writing big checks and getting people over. How do you motivate and incentivize new brokers to come? Because you're not able to give out stock or equity or anything like that. So how do you get new people? Do you even want new brokers? I mean, you have 28,000 or 30,000 agents. Are you guys even looking to recruit more?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I call every principal agent. We stopped giving, one of the narratives that have been weaponized against Compass over the many years to come is agents only come for money. We stopped over the summer giving any financial incentives in any way over what they're getting at their previous firms. And every single work day, Monday through Friday, since I have called agents who came just because of what Compass provides them in terms of the value of the platform, the marketing, the national network, Compass Concierge. And so I think now, if there's one story I would ask Real Deal to write, is call these people. The #1 agent in Providence, Rhode Island came over, no incentives. Number 7 in Providence, Rhode Island, no incentives. I can give you names of top 10 teams by state across multiple states coming for no incentives. Ask them why
you guys
are they
are not
over.
giving any shares out anymore to anybody who's joining the firm at this point.
No shares, no financial incentive in any way.
There was this chatter that Vista Equities was going to buy you guys. There was also other chatter that Berkshire Hathaway was going to buy you guys. What's up?
All right. So last night I had dinner with about 20 of our agents. And Audrey Ross, Audrey, can you stand up? Woo!
I feel like this is a Compass event. What the fuck happened?
So Audrey Ross tells me that she was really hoping to win the Powerball for over $2 billion. She bought a bunch of tickets and she said if she won, she would have given half the money to Compass. I said, look, Audrey, I would never sell the company, but if you want to buy the company, I would give it to you.
But so how do you not ever want to sell the company? I mean, you have investor money. Investors want returns for their money. They want an exit. How do you tell you?
So I have voting control of the company. In the process of going public, I did that under the condition that I had voting control of the company. I would never sell the company. No company has ever, I've never talked to any company about buying Compass. No company has ever approached us about buying Compass. I'm a public company CEO. I can't say that without getting in a lot of trouble. And so that gives you a sense of when you see these scary headlines versus the reality. I told Business Insider, I said, no, I said exactly what I just told you, but they still wrote it. And so, yeah, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Nothing there.
Funny is I don't know where that came from. But here's a question a lot of people want to know, and a lot of people ask me to ask you. If for some reason Compass folds tomorrow, what happens to the commissions of the agents who are with the firm? You have 30,000 firms. There's a lot of outstanding commissions. What happens in that?
I wouldn't even honor that question. There's no scenario that I'm going to let this company fold. That's not happening.
But just give us a hypothetical.
We had, at the last earnings call, I shared that we had $431 million of cash on our balance sheet, or cash, plus access to another $300 million of available credit. That's over 700.
Do you think that the Barclays will still honor that line of credit, even with where the stock is right now?
That's over $700 million available cash, and we have virtually no debt. There's the Compass Concierge credit facility, but other than that, no debt. And we have the ability to bring down our expenses. If the market goes down 30%, doesn't it make sense for me to bring down our expenses as well? I see the average top agent thinking about bringing your expenses down. We can do the same, and we should do the same.
right now we're about to hit a recession. You guys started buying a lot of firms when the market was great for residential real estate. There's going to be a stagnation in the market, or that's what people are predicting. Where does that put you guys? I mean, you have 30,000 agents. If the average agent is supposed to make $52,000, and you claim your average agent makes over $200,000, what happens when those agents are not able to pull in the kind of commissions that they were used to for the last couple of years? What happens to Compass?
Yeah, well, we have an earnings call later today where I'm looking forward to sharing how our agents are performing relative to the market, how the company is performing relative to the market. And so when I look out, I'm not worried about...
By the way, The Real Deal is going to have full coverage on the earnings call,
all right,
just so
all right,
that you
all
know.
right, all right.
TheRealDeal.com.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, so you'll read about it on Real Deal. Which, by the way, today is my 10-year anniversary with my wife.
Robert, we only have 10 minutes, please.
No, the reason I bring that up, again, you asked when I say to people, like that I'm here with all of you, or with Real Deal, because I know that's important for building the relationship with the agent community and with you. When it's my 10-year anniversary with my wife, and she's all in with me, it shows my commitment to this company and to this industry.
That doesn't really answer the question, but...
I don't think, that's not a scenario that I don't see that. Yes, the market could go down, right? So
your market's going to go down.
If the market goes down...
You have 30,000 agents who are not going to produce as much as they were supposed to produce, or as much as they did produce right before the market went down.
We bring our expenses down accordingly. If the market goes down 30%, we bring down our expenses as well.
You have 455 officers. So, I mean, what does it mean when you say you're going to bring your expenses down? I don't know if that's one of the questions I couldn't ask you or not, but if you can't answer it.
I'll talk about that at the earnings call.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You were going to discuss that in the earnings call. You know, there was some, you know, when the whole stock market thing happened and you were hit, you were sort of jolted, right? And there was some reports where you said you were like, you had your head in your hand and you were crying, and you know, you said that, those were your words. How has this last 9 months, this whiplash, because you were really riding a wave for about 9 years where everything was gravy, and all of a sudden you hit this wall. What did you learn from that? How did you discover something new about yourself?
Not myself. Yeah, well, look, it's been one hell of a ride. Like the last 2 years, Reffkin went from 96 to 4. Zillow was in the 200s. It went to the 20s. Open Door was at 35. Now it's, I think less than 2. Right? So yeah, it's not easy for any of us. That said, our stock's up over 25% today. And the reason why I didn't announce anything, there's no news about Compass. It's because inflation came in 0.4% lower than expected. That's it. And so I'm not going to let myself be unhappy because the Fed is doing one thing or another. When they start bringing down rates and all of us start moving way up, I'm not going to say that was all me. And so I don't let myself get emotionally one way or another because
you're a
of that.
human being. You have to. I mean, you're responsible for this massive company, and you've had these serious challenges where you never had hit them before, and now you're facing them, and you have a lot of people to answer to. Of course, you got emotional. I can't imagine. That's there's some things you just can't navigate.
All right. So when agents are happy at Compass, I'm happy. When agents are unhappy, I'm absolutely miserable. So if you want to know, like, how do I feel in a day? It's like, how are agents feeling? But I believe that I work for agents. That's my business. I'm in the business of working for you. You're my client. I work for you, not the other way around. Compass doesn't I don't believe agents exist to make a brokerage firm more successful. I believe Compass exists to make an agent more successful. And look, like, how can I be? Look at this. So they're happy. I'm happy. This is a good day. Right? And he bought in at 187. He told me he's up 30%. I'm happy.
Well, look, there was something happened. We did some coverage on Compass, obviously, and I gotta tell you, I've never received so much hate mail in my life. I mean, I don't know what it is in the Kool-Aid at Compass, but people like really buy into it, and they're like wholly, drinking it up. But which is fine, and that's what I hear from other brokerages. Do you feel like other brokerages are coming after your business right now?
Yeah, they can. Yes, they are.
Do you feel like they're saying like Compass is down right now, let's go and hit up their...
Yeah, but it's, every year of the last 10 years, we've had competitors create negative narratives, leading with negativity, which I don't believe in, to try to like scare the community to bring agents over. Like that has existed for over 10 years. I mean, on this stage 7 years ago, I remember when the head of one of the largest brokerage firms in the country said that we were going to go out of business in 5 years. And then I remember right after that, another CEO of one of the largest brokerages in the country said, oh no, I think he's wrong. It will be 3 years. I also remember when the CEO of one of the largest brokerage firms of a different third company told one of our agents, don't come to Compass, Robert Reffkin's anti-Semitic, right? I was only 34 years old. I was in the business for 1 year. Unfortunately for that CEO, she didn't know that I was Jewish. But I had to show, I showed that agent my bar mitzvah pictures. But what if I wasn't Jewish? So this industry is full of a level of vitriol and negativity that I have never seen. I remember when every single one of our agents' clients, every single one as sellers in East Bay were sent anonymous letters saying, do you know that the Saudi Arabia prince is selling your home, that this murderer is selling your home? All this language around that. So those are just like a couple of snapshots of the kind of stuff that this company has had to deal with. So this is just the entrepreneurial journey for me. This year isn't much different than others. And I see our agents deal with rejection every single day and still move forward. Whether it's a client prospecting, whether it's a difficult transaction or whatever it is. And so I do the same.
There was a long while where you guys went through several CFOs, right? You went through, I think, 4 CFOs in a matter of 2-3 years. Why would you have so many problems and difficulties with CFOs, especially during this time when you really, really need a CFO?
Yeah, so we hired the CFO of Cushman Wakefield Americas. He's starting next week, which we're really excited by. Look, we don't lose people faster or more often than other companies.
I mean, CFO is a serious, serious position. You bring in them, you're showing them all the books, you're asking them for strategy, and then to go through them as fast as you guys did.
Our last CFO was with the company for 4 years. 4 years. Like, how much more do you want someone to be around? We've only been around 10 years. So for 4 years, we had the exact same CFO.
Yeah, but guys.
So notice.
There was a period where there was one CFO after another. I mean, are we going to say that didn't happen?
Yeah, look, all I can say is our last CFO was with the company for 4 years. I understand the question, but 4 years I feel good about.
Listen, when you're recruiting key players, executives, you guys used to go and have your pick of the litter. You were climbing high, you were riding the wave, and you could get anybody you want. Right now, when you want to fill key roles, do you feel like that's a lot more difficult?
Well, right now we're not filling a bunch of key roles. That'd be adding expenses, and so it's not something we're focused on right now. There aren't key roles that we're trying to fill. Yeah.
And then, of course, if there is a key role that you need to fill, you have to fill that. But that's fine. Right now, if you want to recruit, what do you tell new brokers? Are you guys looking to recruit? What would you tell them?
Yeah. If any agent wants to join Compass, you can text me at 917-488-4898. I will personally get on the phone with you and we can talk about it. Particularly over the Thanksgiving week when things get a little slower. But look, I want all of you to be successful. Whether you're at Compass, where you are right now, I want you to be able to grow your business and have a better quality of life. Make more money to support your family, have more time to be with them. Yes, Compass, we launched Compass Concierge. 30,000 of our agents, clients, sellers were able to sell their homes for more money in less time with pre-cleaning, deep cleaning, staging, painting, etc. We have an in-house marketing and advertising agency to help you market your properties and yourself. We have an end-to-end technology platform, the first of its kind, where you can go from first contact CRM to cash, getting paid in one single place. 900 million bucks. And I believe we have a culture that's focused on people that are likable, collaborative, experienced, and fully committed. Wait, by the way, look, think about what just happened. These are not paid people. This is not staging. These are real agents. I said 4 things, and you heard what they clapped the most for, which is culture. And I can't explain that to you. I can't explain that on a panel. But you heard the audience say what they love the most is culture. I believe what culture is very simply defined. Is it an environment that gives you energy or takes it away? What we've tried to do in every way we can is to be a company that gives you energy and doesn't have those vampire suckers, or what do you call them? Energy vampires, that suck the energy out of you. And so I would check it out.
Look, Robert has to go and talk to a bunch of angry investors in about an hour and a half. But I just want you guys the 3 promises that Robert made tonight. Your commissions at Compass, no matter what happens, they're safe. And Compass is 100% definitely not ever being sold. Is that what you said?
I said I would never sell this company.
You would never sell it. Okay. And what was the third one? All right. Well, it doesn't matter. Final thoughts to your fans.
Look, my final thoughts to you is it's going to be a choppy market. I think this is just I want you to succeed and have everything that you want for your families. My suggestion to you, 1, get a coach. Accountability, advice, they know what everyone else is doing, get a coach. At Compass, we have a coaching marketplace and all these coaches that we partner with. But 2, I think this is a really, really important time to focus on mindset. The person that believes they can and the person that believes they cannot, they're both right. You've got to have a good mindset every day that you're going to go for it. Number 3, for your sellers, it is your fiduciary responsibility to help them to price to sell, not price to list. Right? You know what that means. Right? Number 4, your responsibility to your buyers to help them not be so greedy, and try to time the market. There's more. You want to buy when there aren't 20 people in the open house, not when there are. The time will come again when rates go down and buyers will be back in a fold, and they're going to look at you and say, why didn't you get me off the sidelines a couple months ago? And then the last thing that I would say is do everything you can to authentically build your sphere of influence, marketing yourself in an authentic way to your clients. If you only know 100 people, you know them really, really well, your entire business can come from that. That's my advice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to squeeze one last question in before we lose some. But look, you get a very sweet salary at Compass. Would you forego that salary until this stock market comes back up? I just want to know if there's going to be layoffs. Would you be like, no, I'd rather forego my salary than to have layoffs? What would you do in those situations?